Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Inspector Reviews. I am the Inspector, and today I will be doing another inspection, this time of 5 different items. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, come on, Inspector, where's the Disneyland and California Adventure rides and ranking, the ranking of those rides? Where's that video? Where's the other subscriber specials? I do apologize that I haven't gotten to those yet. I've been fairly busy with stuff, but tomorrow I should have that on its way. So do expect to see the ranking video of both places. I might have to do them separately, but no, I guess I will do them together since they are technically the same park. So yeah, do expect that to be coming tomorrow. But for today, I thought I would just do another, regular inspection video, and I might do something else. I'll see. I do need to read it, continue reading that the Loud House revamped series, but I've kind of been putting that off out of dread. And a need to preserve my own sanity. But I think that I've taken enough of a break from it after the last chapter to be able to go back. Um, I've been feeling the urge to, and yeah. So without further ado, let's get inspecting. So the first now, because I am dying of thirst right now, it's super hot out. I am going to start with the drink here. So I decided to pick up a Brisk iced tea, and this is raspberry flavored. And again, I guess it's flavored with natural flavors, so that's cool. Um, Design wise, this is really very eye-catching. I really like the art here. Very, very cool. It evokes a coolness. And yeah, uh, you know, I hoped, I hope this will be refreshing as it appears visually. So, definitely going to give this points for, being enticing. I guess this contains 0% juice. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But yeah, I'll have to see how this compares to the other iced teas. This is certainly a bigger bottle. Yeah. Mm, I forget. The last iced tea that I reviewed, or no, I reviewed two a while ago, last week, and one of them I think was also raspberry flavored, but that was a different iced tea brand. I can't say I'm loving the raspberry flavor uh, of this one. It doesn't taste fake, um, but I don't know if it tastes very good. there's a weird sting to it. There's like this tanginess that sticks out like a sore thumb. It's kind of disturbing. Yeah. It's definitely an iced tea. I don't know. Again, if this is the most refreshing thing you could be drinking. If you want to be if you want a nice iced tea, a cooling iced tea, this isn't bad. But this also isn't the most refreshing. It kind of reminds me of dental fluid. Like the fluid that the dentist pours into your mouth when they're brushing it at a dentist's appointment. If you all have gone to one of those before, this tastes very similar. There's also not really much lasting flavor. But I can taste the bitterness of the iced tea. That's definitely there. I guess there's caffeine in this. Maybe I'm tasting the caffeine. Oh, I didn't notice until now, but they credited the artist here. Daniel. I'm gonna butcher this, but Daniel Anguilou? Daniel Anguilou. So, yeah, props to Daniel Anguilou for this, awesome art on the front here. Yeah, because this art is definitely really cool. But I don't know. It's like the flavor's not really coming through. Like it's very half baked. It's a bit disappointing. Honestly, this is the kind of drink that makes you realize, like, why am I not just drinking some water? Why did I not just get a bottle of water? And that's not really what you want when you're drinking something like this. You don't want to be thinking those thoughts, Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take a few more sips here, but this is pretty disappointing, I've got to say. I'm not tasting the briskness. I'm not tasting it. It's not there. Even the flavor of the iced tea is muted. Um, and it doesn't really pair that well with the raspberry. I'm gonna have to give that like, I'm sorry to say because, you know, visually this looks really compelling, but this is like a 2 out of 10. If even that, this might be a 1 out of 10. I don't know. I feel like it's not the worst thing you could have. It doesn't taste awful, but there's like nothing really here for me to say about it. So I'm gonna have to give it a 1.5 out of 10. Especially for an iced tea, that's just not very good. And for the size of this bottle, it's like I don't know what raspberry iced tea I had last time, but that deserves to be in this size bottle, not whatever concoction this is. All right, moving on. I've got a couple different things here. I'm not sure where I'd like to start, but I think I'll start with the popcorn. No, I should start with the sweet thing first. Trolli Sour Brite Crawlers Fruit Punch. I guess there's two different fruit punch flavors here. I don't think I've reviewed Trolli yet on this channel. I think I like their gummy worms. It's been a while since I've tried them, so I'm kind of coming into this with fresh eyes. But design-wise, this does look appealing. I like the graphic of the fruit here. Looks like you get pear, apple, grapes, cherry, and lemon. So that's pretty promising. I'm gonna expect to be tasting those flavors in this. But yeah. I guess the two combinations in here are berry punch and tropical punch. And there's a bunch of different adjectives here that I guess are the adjectives that are supposed to come to my mind when I'm eating these. Juicy, tart, tangy, exploding deliciousness, fruity, chewy worms. I guess the worms here are saying, don't leave us, eat us. I don't know how good these are really going to be. I'm after that iced tea, my expectations have kind of dropped, but yeah, but they do have the nice little, they do have a thing you can scan here for more information on the food. So that's a sign of quality. They obviously care enough to provide that, to provide something for feedback and information. So that's good. So yeah, without further ado, let's try this. It doesn't really smell like anything. Oh, I didn't smell the iced tea. Let me see. How does this smell? Oh. Okay, that's... I couldn't... It's a good thing I didn't smell that when it was full, because that smells rancid. I'm actually going to have to give that a 1 out of 10 now. The smell, I think, lowered it significantly. At least I hope that's the smell of the drink and not the smell of my own nose. That would be worrisome. Okay. I like this, how this looks visually. This is fun. I like that you can see the sugar. You know, these look kind of like dried gummies, but that's fine. That's what they are. So, yeah. Yeah. I really need to stop saying without further ado in these videos. It's too hard not to say it, you know? Okay. Well, that wasn't bad. I'll try the other one. You know, that's okay. It's not great. I've definitely tasted better gummy worms in my time. But that's not bad. I'll try the two flavors here together. They could honestly be sweeter. Flavor-wise, they're not great, but they're not as, but there's definitely a flavor there that tastes like a fruit of some kind. But, you know, it does deliver on the sour, bright taste. You know, that's definitely there. Maybe if I was like 5 or 10, 9, if I was like 9 years old, this might be sour. It's not gross. Texture-wise, it's fine. You know, presentation-wise, it's good. Okay, I think that's just about enough of that. Yeah. I'll give them a 5. Uh, 5 out of 10 right there. Oh, moving on. Man, I wish I'd maybe gotten something else to drink other than this. Because let me tell you, this is not that refreshing. Oh. Oh, it's just gross. No, that's definitely a 1 out of 10. Terrible. Okay. So I don't think I've reviewed any popcorn yet on the channel. If I have, let me know. But anyways, this caught my eye in the convenience store. Act 2 Butter Lovers Popcorn. And it claims to have delicious buttery taste. Now enjoy delicious, rich, buttery flavor anywhere. So, with that in mind, I have pretty high expectations for how this is going to taste. Again, they have a questions or comments number, which is nice, and a website and a warning, that kids, infants or toddlers should not eat popcorn due to the kernels posing a choking threat. So don't feed your infants or toddlers popcorn. Yeah. And I guess this is once again naturally flavored, so. It smells fine. Smells like popcorn. Not the best smelling popcorn, but it definitely smells like it. It looks okay. There's 320 milligrams of sodium estimated to be in this bag. I'm not tasting that sodium. I mean, it's weird. Yeah. It's not great. The popcorn has an okay depth to it of texture. But it does dissolve awfully quickly. You might say, well, Inspector, isn't that what popcorn's supposed to do? And I would say, yes, you're right, but I shouldn't have to think about that. That's not something I should notice. That's not what should be most overbearing about the popcorn. Yeah. I'm not really tasting that butter. I mean, it's there. but it's not really popping the way that this is, like, you know, rich, buttery, you know, flavor. I'm not tasting that richness. Maybe after eating this whole bag, I might taste it. Yeah, this is very mid popcorn. You know, 320 milligrams of sodium for like the most mid popcorn imaginable. Like, where did the ingredients go? I should at least be able to taste the sodium. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to give that like a 4. That's some mid popcorn. But hey, if you want mid popcorn, this is the one you try. Yes, this is the popcorn to pick up. But if you want some good buttery popcorn, there's plenty of others. I mean, just go to your local movie theater, and they're gonna have better popcorn than this. I don't know how much I spent on this. It's probably like $3, you know, for this. It's like not worth a cent. Okay. You know, even eating it off the floor didn't make it taste any less mid. So, that is, I'm going to have to give that one a 4. No. A 3. Man, I hope these next two items, you know, pick things up. We have a Fritos brand Flavor Twists Queso bag. Visually, this is appealing. I mean, I will say, this was appealing visually. You know, this did, you know, the classic movie theater-esque sign, and the naming and everything, you know, was intriguing. But, you know, it's too bad it didn't live up to that. But again, I like the design here. You know, the big bowl of queso dip that's spilling over. You can just see the green onion flying off of it. And then seeing the enlarged image of the chips, you know, that's nice. There's a blurb here on the back that says, when your taste buds demand big-time flavor, a regular chip just isn't going to cut it. You need something so jam-packed with flavor, you could actually call it a little twisted. I mean, I am a fan of Fritos, so, you know, this, I do have high expectations for this. There's another blurb here that reads, Fritos flavor Twists brand corn snacks give you the classic taste of corn with an added twist. A special shape that means more hearty, all-American crunch. Add a little spice and queso flavor to the mix, and you've got one seriously delicious snack. Right out of the bag with your favorite sandwich or a cheeseburger. Nothing satisfies like Fritos brand. And they include a link here to, not a link, but well, I guess it is technically a link to their Facebook page and another, a thing for, food information or feedback, so that's nice. A lot of high words, but, based on past experience, I can't say that they're wrong about their stuff, so. But we'll see, maybe this bag will, prove me wrong. They smell like good chips. You can smell they smell like Fritos chips, is what I should say. Again, design-wise, looks very nice. Looks well-balanced. Now the flavor here is a little more subtle. Than some of the other Fritos brand chips that I've tasted. But as you eat more, it builds, and you start to get more. You start to taste all these different elements in the flavor. It's like a. And the texture of the twisted chip adds like this layer of richness. Oh man. Wow. That's good. Finally, something that actually delivers. You know what, I might have to end up doing a video just comparing different Fritos brand chips. Stop wasting my money on mediocre crap. Although at least I get to warn people about it, But yeah, visually this just looks very nice, Again, these chips are obviously crafted with love and with, an artistic lens. And you can taste it. It's like a party in your mouth. It's like a whole meal is just in this bag with these chips. That is so good. Man. And there's this nice heat that starts to build. It's just really, it's just wonderful, Now, are these my favorite Fritos chips or Fritos Twist chips even? No, I don't think these are as good as the ones that I had tried in a previous video, but you know, these are still pretty nice. Oh, all the elements, the queso, the cheese of the, well, it's the same thing. But the green onion, the chip. They're not lying. The blurbs on the back of this bag are not lying. You know, this would go really nice with a sandwich or a cheeseburger. Okay. I should stop eating these to save room for the last item here. But man, are those nice. You know, I only wish there were like more of them to fill up the whole bag, but whatever. That's just not something that I'm going to see in my lifetime, I guess. You know. But it was still filled up just enough, you know. You know, these chips are of a good enough size that you don't really need them to fill up the whole bag. I'm not sure I can say the same for Ruffles, though. I mean, just look at all the air in here. That's not something you necessarily want to see. Yeah, this is the Ruffles Flamin' Hot Cheddar and Sour Cream chip. Flavored chip. And up here it says Ruffles have ridges. So I guess that's their tagline. They don't have a lot to. Now visually, this is very appealing. You see the chips, you see the ingredients, the cheese, the sour cream, the spicy bell pepper, and the fire underneath it. You know, that's very enticing. Nicely done. You know, another questions or comments, an email. This one's a little more information about it than the other bags that I've gone over, so that's cool. You know, tells you, you know, what time to contact them for, you know, feedback, you know, for questions. This is the Own Your Ridges. I guess that's like, I don't know. I guess this is a serious chip or something. Yeah, maybe this chip is supposed to make you feel better about yourself. I don't know. I'm not saying that eating spicy things doesn't make me feel better about myself. It does. At least in the moment, but, you know, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, and they have links to their social media. So, anyways, yeah, let's get into it. Let's get inspecting, I should say. I caught a whiff of the smell. Well, I can definitely smell the sour cream. Not the best smelling chip bag here. Doesn't smell nearly as natural. Doesn't smell as richly chip-like as these, but I'm keeping an open mind. I'm excited to see. You know, these look fairly good. Maybe not as evenly coated as one would hope, but they don't look bad. I mean, these look nice, you know. These don't look like poorly crafted chips. Looks like they were crafted intentionally. Kind of see some pepper flakes in there and stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, so without further ado, that's interesting. Now, it's been a while since I've had Ruffles chips. Wow. That spice is really powerful. Okay. This is a good spice. I won't deny that. These might be flaming hot. But I'm so used to Ruffles just being a regular sour cream chip. Heck, I think I've had their cheddar and sour cream flavor chip before as well. So it's just very weird to have this layer of spiciness on top of all that. You can kind of taste the cheddar, kind of taste the sour cream. But the flavor that remains is the spiciness, and you know, man, it's pretty red. Yeah, that's a good heat. That's a good spiciness. I will not deny that. Wow. Okay. These are good. These are not bad chips. But I just don't know how well the spiciness pairs with the cheddar and the sour cream. I don't know if they go together terribly well. But it's not bad. It's just weird, because you have this real rough spice. You have the harshness of the spice, but then you have the airiness, the lightness, the puffiness of the ruffle chip. It's an interesting combination, that's for sure. Well, at least this does cool down my mouth a little bit. Not by much. Man, I should have chosen a different drink, okay? Oh, I realized I forgot to rate these. I'd give these like a 9, maybe even a 10. No, I'll give them a 10. These are everything you could hope for and more in a chip, you know. These are climbing the ranks. I think I'm going to have to give these, for now, an 8. But maybe I'll continue eating these and see if my rating changes. It's nice. It's savory. You know, if you want a good savory chip, these aren't a bad option, but I just don't know if the different savory flavors really pair together. It's just it's a weird, like, it feels like there's a war going on in my mouth eating these chips. And I don't know if I necessarily love that. Maybe that's why there's this image of a burned hole through the bag, because it's like these will make you feel like there's a civil war being engaged in your mouth, on your tongue. But, you know, and I mean, if you're into that, but I don't know if it works for me. There should be some balance, some cooperation in the different paired flavors. You know, they shouldn't be at odds with each other. And these are all just kind of like that. Not bad. These are I mean, these are good chips. You know, you want a good spicy chip, these are your go-to. But I am going to have to give them an 8, just because I just don't think those flavors really pair. I can't say which. I think the spicy, the pepper, the spiciness is like the most dominant. And you know, I'm fine with that. It's a good heat. But it's like, you could also just get the Flamin' Hot twisted Fritos. You'd be getting the same flavor, I think. So yeah. You know, who's gonna even need dips anymore? When you can just have a Fritos chip brand, one of the versions of the Fritos chips that just covers it. You know, you could make mayonnaise Fritos, ranch Fritos. Teriyaki Fritos, yakisoba Fritos, pumpkin pie Fritos, you know? I hope that one day humanity reaches a point of evolution where all we have to eat is Fritos, because Fritos will have covered every flavor. We'll have apple Fritos, we'll have banana Fritos. Did I mention that these were a 10? I think I did. And these were an 8. Yeah. These were 3, 5, and 1. And, yeah. Peppermint Fritos. Coca-Cola Fritos. Pepsi Fritos. Okay, I should probably end the video. So, Oh, that's nasty. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all are having a good day, and peace. The inspector is out.